Well, good evening. What a lovely evening. What a lovely day, actually. Just a quick update on our 95th rifles. Oh, before I get into that, I have a new subscriber, so thank you very much, Vermilion Hugh, for subscribing. Fantastic, nice to have you aboard. Glad you're enjoying the little videos we're putting out, so thank you very much. And something else, Simon Evans was asking two things. Firstly, where I get my flags from for the 20mm miniatures, and I said I got them off the internet. I couldn't really at the time remember sort of where I got them, so I came home and I rooted around on my shelves and I found some of these that are not cut off the paper, and I found a piece of paper. I don't know whether you can see that web address. It says http://www.warflag.com. So you just go to their site and search for the flags that you want. And I was in the library, my local library at the time when I did this. And what I liked, I sent to the printer in the library, and it printed me off a few sheets. So that's how I done it. So that's the place that I got these flags. The British ones I've already sort of cut out in my sort of flag box. Both sort of regimental standards and also those. And if they're not quite right, you can always adapt them with a bit of paint the center out and redo the number or you know, whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, nobody's going to be looking at them that close, really, as long as they're more or less. I mean, so that's the flags. That's where I got them. That's what I do with them. When I've got 5 minutes or at least half an hour, you know, I'll sort of cut the rest of these out. I got some of the earlier flags as well. Then they changed over to those, apparently. So when I have 5 minutes, I'll cut all those out, put them in the box. But it's nice to have a load, and they're all done, and then you can just, when it comes to flagging up your standard bearers, you can just go to the box and say, okay, well, we'll have one of them. You haven't got to worry about it, which is nice. And Simon was also saying, would I do a review of everything that I've painted thus far? And I'd be more than happy to do that. So, as soon as we have finished these 95th rifles, then we'll get everything out, and you can see all the stuff that I've done so far, which is actually, when I went through it the other evening, more than I realised. I've done more than I actually realised, because we have oh crikey, rocket troopers and mounted rocket troopers and artillery pieces and a lot of cavalry and Cossacks and whole menagerie of stuff we've done. So yeah, I can do that as well, that's no problem. But with regard to our 95th rifles, we're how far would I say I am with them? 3/4 of the way there, I would say. We're sort of at this stage, which is sort of looking rather good. As you can see, the water canteen on this one needs doing along with the rifle. I'm actually, with this particular pose of figure, I made a mistake. It doesn't really matter too much in the long run, but on the back of the figure, where the arm meets the backpack, I could have cut some of that away to give the arm better definition and a better sort of break between the arm and the backpack. So I kicked myself for not doing that. But there's only 2 or 3 of these figures in the batch, and they're going to be in the front rank. So there's going to be a rank behind, so it's not going to matter too much. I just kicked myself for missing something so obvious. I'm sort of annoyed. I like to get things right, that's just me. But they're starting to look very good. And I couldn't, looking online, I couldn't find a definite coloration for the blanket roll on the top of the pack, and I suppose there wasn't a universal colour for it. It's whatever sort of blanket you could get, what you could get hold of. I saw some that were brown, some that were white, grey. I saw grey as well. So I've done a variety of colours. So as you can see, this one's white. This fella here is grey. The bugler is grey. I have a brown, 1 or 2 brown ones here somewhere. Oh, here's a brown one. There's brown. You just about see that. It's getting dark in here now. But yeah, starting to look very nice. Still a little bit to do. Like I say, the rifles, the water canteen, badge on the shako. The hair needs doing. That's another thing. The hair needs doing. Also the piping on the cuffs and collars, which is white. And also a little bit of white piping on the lapels there. We'll add that. But yeah, starting to look very nice. For those of you that are interested, the colour that I used for the green is Vallejo 975 military green, which is turned out to be ideal, because looking at different illustrations in books, you can't really too much go by illustrations in books, because different quality prints, different printers' ink and so forth. But reading about this, apparently the colour of the green was so dark it was almost black, apparently. So I did the whole jacket and breeches black, base colour black, and then the first highlight was the Vallejo military green, then a little bit lighter green sort of on top of that. I just took the military green and added some white to it and just lifted it a little bit. So that's the colour we've done them, and I think that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. So that's where we're at with the 95th rifles. I've done a little bit today, but not much. I just didn't have the energy for it today, so I did a little bit and then quit. But we did say that we were putting the clock on these 95th rifles just to see how long it takes to do a battalion, because just out of curiosity, really, just it got me thinking, how long does it actually take to do a battalion? So this battalion, we have 19 figures plus 3 skirmishers, 22 figures, and thus far, believe it or not, it's taken me 32.5 hours to get this far, which is yeah, I never would have thought it would take that long. But you don't actually think of it when you're doing them. You just do them, and you just paint for as long as you paint, and then get on with something else, and then next time you come back you paint as long as you paint, and you just keep at it until they're done, and you don't think about it. And yeah, it's quite an eye-opener. It's taken me 32.5 hours to get this far with 22 miniatures. So that includes all the preparatory work, like flash and mold lines, and any conversion work that needs to be done, like flagpoles and bugler, and also the arm on the officer figure. He still needs his breeches painting, but he looks better with another arm rather than just arm down the side with his hand in his pocket. I can't get over that, you know. I mean, lovely beautiful set of figures, and the officer is stood there with his arm in his pocket, his hand in his pocket. So that looks a whole pile better anyway. So yeah, 32.5 hours. So I reckon 7.5 hours more. Probably not even that. Probably 35 hours. I mean, we've got to do the bases as well, mind. That's going to take a bit. So anywhere between 35 and 40, I would have thought, for a battalion. But everybody paints at different speeds, and everybody paints. Some people don't do highlights and so forth. And then other people have their own ways of doing things, and they paint different scales, and they don't paint so many or whatever. But for me, to get this far, to do this mount, was, yeah, 32.5 hours thus far. But that's where we're at anyway with the 95th rifles, and I've already decided what I'm going to do next. Well, I say I've decided what I'm going to do next because I've ordered a load of buildings, so I'm waiting for them to come in the post, and they're the super quick railway buildings, because they're HO00 scale, or 1/72 or 20mm, whichever way you want to term it. So some of them are ideal as they are. You just put them together and they're done. Some of them are going to need a little bit of conversion work. There was a couple of shops there that I bought, which I'm going to take the fronts out of and replace. And they'll make nice sort of period buildings for what we're doing. And what else did I buy? A farmhouse and a barn. Oh, and a windmill. I bought a windmill. So I'm now the proud owner of a windmill. Or I will be when it gets here. So that's going to be nice. We'll do a review on them, and we'll make them up for you, and you can see what they're like. And doing some conversion work on some buildings is going to be fun. So that's nice. But figure-wise, what I was going to say was, before I got sidetracked with buildings, figure-wise, what I'm going to do next is I've decided is, I can reach up here. I did think about doing some Zvezda French Old Guard. We really need to do something French now. We've had a good crack at the British. Do some more French stuff. So I actually decided what we'll have a crack at is some of them, French Elite Infantry by Zvezda. That they would be rather nice to have a crack at some of them. So that's figure-wise. That's what we're going to do next. But I may get involved in doing a building or something. It's all, at the end of the day, it's all got to be done one way or the other. The figures and the buildings. We're going to need some buildings for what we're sort of planning. So it's all got to be done. It doesn't matter which way round you do it, as long as it all gets done. But that's the next figures I think I'll do anyway. But let's get the 95th rifles out the way. And that's as far as we've got in 32.5 hours. That's, yeah, through 3/4 of the way there. It's just mainly rifles and water canteens now. One or two little highlights to do on the blanket rolls and cap badge, and it's not a lot really to do on. As you can see, not a lot to do on them really. So that's it. That's it for this evening. Thanks to everybody for subscribing. Thanks to everybody for the comments. Thanks for watching. As always, we'll see you on the next one.